How's everybody doing this afternoon? Yeah, let me get myself together here. Here we go. Alrighty. Alright. Alright. So far, so good. Alright. Good noon, everybody. How's everybody doing? I'm Albert Young, and welcome to Transformation Thursdays. Look, let's get started reading Mark chapter 2. Mark chapter 2, starting at verse 13. It says, once again, Jesus went out beside the lake. A large crowd came to him, and he began to teach them. As he walked along, he saw Levi, son of Alphaeus, sitting at the tax collector's booth. Follow me, Jesus told him, and Levi got up and followed him. While Jesus was having dinner at Levi's house, many tax collectors and sinners were eating with him and his disciples, for there were many who followed him. When the teachers of the law, who were Pharisees, saw him eating with sinners and tax collectors, how dare he? They asked his disciples, why does he eat with tax collectors and sinners? On hearing this, Jesus said to them, it is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners. And the righteous, but sinners. Challenges. Challenging the status quo. Challenging the status quo. We're still talking about being kingdom members. And the question I keep asking is, are we kingdom members, or are we members of a religion? But the thing is to be kingdom members, we started with challenging, and one of the challenges to being a kingdom member is love. When love is trying to protect us from following what God is telling us to do. And I'm not going to get into the whole description of it. It's just love can be a challenge, because love, when you start talking about family, people who have loving families and people who have friends that are in your corner, your true inner circle, as you discover, people are in your corner and they don't want to see you get hurt. They don't want to see you fail. And it doesn't make them bad people. They love you. And that's what they're operating out of. They're operating out of love. And love, when it goes both ways, love brings a lot out of here. Because love's a decision, but it connects to an emotion, and it comes from the heart. And how do you break your own heart? Which is what Paul was telling his fellow kingdom members, quit doing that, you're breaking my heart. Because that's what happens with love. When you have to leave, there is a disconnect that happens. When you start following the kingdom, and the people that you love, all of them cannot go. And all this happens at the same time. Even though we're separating the challenges in the different phases, they all happen at the same time. Because when you look at the challenge, you're not just dealing with the challenge of love, you're dealing with the challenge of the status quo. And in the text, you can see that the Pharisees or the keepers of the law had people that you don't talk to, you don't interact with. They exclude people from the inner club. They exclude them. Only certain people can be allowed in this club, and then you can come in and leave your tithes and offering, but because you a sinner, can't nobody talk to you outside of the club. So basically, come in, give us your money and split. We ain't praying for you. We're not doing this. We're not doing that, because we don't like your lifestyle, And see, to be a kingdom member, we have to get away from the exclusion club. You have to get away from them, They don't want you to hang with that group over there. They don't want you to be associated with that group over there. They don't want you to be associated with the other group over there. No, they don't want you around. You just hang with this group right here. We the in crowd. See, and how can we call ourselves kingdom member? We keep excluding people. You know, we keep excluding people. All because of what they look like, or all because of what they, or all because of their health challenges, or all because of their political affiliation, and all because of the neighborhoods they live in, and all because of, you know, their lack of financial resources, or whatever thing we do that excludes people. Or the simple fact that some people just don't like people. They just don't like them. People haven't done anything to them. They just don't like them. They got a beef with them, you know, and they want you to carry on their fight. They want you to carry on their fight. You know, they don't like Fred because Fred doesn't do things the way they want it done. Fred won't pick on people the way they want them to pick on them. Fred, you know, they don't like it, you know, and that's the thing. See, the Pharisees saw Jesus. How dare you talk to them people? How dare you sit down and eat with those people? You call yourself a teacher and you eat with those folk? And how do we grow the kingdom if we don't include everybody? How do we grow the kingdom? How do we show the love of the Father if we pick and choose who's worthy of that love, who's worthy of being included? How do we grow the kingdom? Because if everybody's saved, what's there to grow? If all the people we hanging out with is saved, what's there to grow? And the only time we talk to people to bring them into the kingdom is when we're doing outreach. You know, all right, this Thursday we're going to go out and hand out pamphlets. We're going to pray for people, and that's the only time we talk to people. You know, how do we break through as kingdom members? How are you, or how are we going to break through to reach people if all we do is keep excluding people because we don't agree with what they agree with? You know, the funny thing is I'm going to use this crazy scenario. It's election season. And not everybody agrees with how you see your politics. So how are we going to be kingdom members and disagree with each other on politics and leave the politics aside and show respect and love to people in order to show them the respect and love of the kingdom? So that even though we don't see everything the same way, we can still sit down and serve and worship the same God, and don't take and bring our politics into our worship. How do we do that? Because I myself, I have friends, and they go worship where they worship at, and we sit up there and we exchange political ideas, but it's nothing personal. Because that doesn't affect our friendship, because you should be able to have friends that don't see eye to eye on everything. That's my opinion. You know, I don't care what political party you follow, that ain't my problem. My responsibility, as far as I see it, is how can I show you the respect and the love of the kingdom, even though we don't see certain aspects the same? Because I don't remember seeing anywhere where Jesus asked people their political affiliation, or you know, where did they eat at, or where did they come from, or were they a Pharisee, were they a Sadducee, were they a scribe? You see what I'm saying? I don't see it. You know, they ain't asked them if they were the head of the house or nothing. He just, if you want to sit down and listen to the lesson, you can sit down and listen to the lesson. If you're hungry, you can sit down and eat. If you need a miracle, you can come up and ask. Didn't have requirements. He didn't exclude anybody. If you wanted to come along, you could come along. He didn't exclude you. So how do we get out of that indoctrination of excluding people? This is how it is. We got to work on our own relationship with the Father and start listening to what He's saying to us. Start listening, but trust yourself that you hear God correctly. You got to start trusting yourself, your ability to hear. Levi may have heard of Jesus. He really didn't know Jesus. He may have heard of Jesus, but when Jesus talked to him, he decided to follow. He didn't take time out to ask all these other different people. And then we can play Monday morning quarterback and say, yeah, well, Albert, you know, he was destined and all that good stuff. Yes, all of us have a destiny. All of us do. Every last one of us have a place we're supposed to be. But how do we get there? Do we get there because we're following the Father? Do we get there after we let everybody else take us the wrong way, take us the long way, whatever you want to call it, take us the scenic route? That's what we'll call it. Do we let everybody else take us the scenic route, or let everybody else talk us out of not following? Because basically that's what the Pharisees was getting at. We don't talk to them. You don't sit down and eat with them. That's not part of the rules. We stay away from them people. And Jesus threw that rule right out the window. No, we sit down with those people. We meet them where they are. I'm going to say that again. We meet them where they are. We're going to start growing the kingdom and make the kingdom vibrant for everybody. We got to start meeting people where they are. No matter where it is, we meet them. No matter where. No matter what shape they in. We meet them. So if they're not on their A game when we meet them, we don't hold that against them. We show them the love of the kingdom. We got to get rid of the exclusion club to become kingdom members. We got to get rid of it. In our own heart, we got to get rid of it. Got to sit down and get rid of it. And it doesn't mean it's easy. Because we've been indoctrinated to exclude people. From the time we were children, we've been indoctrinated to exclude people. And now that we are reaching various levels in our life, various levels in our own growth, God wants us to start getting rid of the exclusion club. Now, yes, there's rules that are put in place for safety concerns and yada, 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 and we can go on all day with that. Well, what about this? What about that? Yes, there are rules in place to protect everybody. Not talking about getting rid of the rules. But with the rules, how do you still include people? Okay, there's rules. It's just like I went to a rec center today. Matter of fact, just got back went to a rec center today. Right there on the door it says no smoking and no weapons. Okay, right there on the door, no smoking, no weapons. There's the rules. There's the rules right there. There's the rules. So if you want to go in there, you can't go in there smoking, and you can't bring weaponry in there. That's not excluding anybody, because if you brought your weaponry and your cigarettes, you can leave your cigarettes in the car or in your wallet. You know, in your jacket pocket, and you can leave your weapon in the car, or don't bring it. But you're still welcome to come. So there is rules, but rules don't exclude people. Don't exclude people. Rules set up to keep everybody safe, and there's a certain manner, because once we introduce people, once we get people to start talking to God for themselves, God will change how they do who they are. Not who they are, but how they act in who they are. So if they're people, but they got a nasty attitude about it, God will change the attitude to still leave them a people person. See, one of the things that God changed about me is becoming a better neighbor. I'm still Albert. I'm just a better neighbor, because I used to come in. Seriously, I come in, pull into my yard, go straight in the house. I don't need to know I don't need to know nothing about you. I ain't got to talk to you. You ain't got nothing to say to me. Mind your business. I mind my business. You know, I still like that song, drinking my water, minding my business. But now you talk to my neighbors wouldn't know. These neighbors I got right there wouldn't know I started like that, because I talk to all my neighbors. friendlier. You know, ain't excluding you because I, whatever reason I had, friendlier. Coming out the exclusion club, moving into a kingdom club. You know, and then how do we exercise authority over people? You know, how do we exercise authority over people? Because all of us is given a level of authority. What do we do with it? See, I believe the authority that we are given is given to us to help people be free, to help people to become, to help people to grow. Not to, oh no, you follow me, you do this my way, or this way, or you go around here mistreating people, you know, because you got the authority to. And if they even don't like the way they look or how they talk to you, then you get your little group together and y'all persecute that person. In other words, you send them into the exclusion club. You make cliques up. When authority to me is to give people power, to help them become freer. You know, Jesus had authority. He spent his authority freeing up people, showing people how to connect to the kingdom, giving out kingdom resources, life-giving and life-changing resources to anybody that wanted it. Authority that breeds freedom. So how do you exercise the authority you've been given? Do you march people down the street, my way or the highway, or do you find a way to make people free? How do we exercise the authority the kingdom has given us? How do we exercise that authority? Each one of us has got to answer that question. Because you have authority whether you are a stay-at-home person, you know, your spouse working, you don't. You manage the household stuff. You have authority when you're doing your little projects, hobbies. There we go. You're doing your little hobbies, no matter what that hobby is, whether it's bowling, fishing, baking, crocheting, knitting, tennis. You have authority in that, and how you allow people to grow around you, how you bring people into that circle, because that's where our true witnessing is, and what we do, how we live. And we've been given authority to change the environment. Change the environment. Think about that. Change the environment that is around you. The environment that God has put you in, whether you at home, at the store, at work. And at work is the most challenging place to change the environment. Can you eliminate the nonsense that's going on around you? And how do you do that? How do you eliminate the nonsense? Because we're kingdom people. And how do you eliminate the nonsense that is going on around you? Because you can create an environment where people know when you walk into Sally's office, or when you, whatever your name is, put your name there. When you walk into Albert's office, I'm put my name in there. When you walk into Albert's office, you know there's not gonna be any nonsense going on. You're not gonna come in there trashing people because you don't like them. You're not gonna come in there lying on people. You're not gonna get me to lie on people, for them or against them. See, when you come in there, you're gonna come in there, you're gonna respect the same amount of level of respect you want, the same amount of level of respect you gonna give. See, eliminating nonsense. People bringing nonsense, but then see, the hardest thing is to eliminate the nonsense in yourself. Because when you decide you're gonna be a kingdom person, and then you sitting up there and you looking to get promoted on the job, or you looking to get a better position in society, or you just looking to move up. Nothing wrong with moving up, because I don't believe God brought me here to leave me on the bottom of the pile. I don't believe that. So no matter where I go, I try to move up. But the thing is do you move up by downing other people? Do you move up by joining the exclusion club? Do you move up because you see other people misusing people, so you're going to misuse the same people, take a fight that ain't yours? Are you going to follow kingdom principles? As you move up, are you going to bring people up with you? As you move up, are you going to allow people to be free? As you move up, are you going to include people that other people won't include in their circle? See, when God promotes us, it's because he promotes us to put us in position to hand out life-giving and life-changing resources, to eliminate the nonsense that hinder other people from growing and being a part of the kingdom. The challenge to get past the exclusion department, the challenge to exercise a different type of authority, and not an enslavement authority, but an authority of freedom. The challenge to eliminate the nonsense. There's one thing that being a kingdom member that I can say about the challenging the status quo and allowing God to move you in a position where we can make a difference. All of us can make a difference. Is that when we start following the kingdom principles, and we start following God and listening to God, even when everybody else has titles, whether that's in the church or out the church, whether that's part of your religion or not part of your religion, people got titles, but when doing what God is calling us to do, the very people who want to hinder us, the very people who want to stop us, when we're doing it God's way and we found it God's way, those very people God gonna make bless you. And they don't even know why they helping you. They don't even know why they blessing you. When you decide, you know what, I'm gonna listen to God, I'm gonna trust God, I'm gonna believe God to move me through here. It may seem like it's taking forever. You're gonna see people come by you left and right. Now, I ain't talking about what somebody told me. I'm talking about what I have experienced in my own life. Watch people go by you, and you wonder, well, God, do you not see me here? God sees you. You just keep on doing what God told you to do. And you see people, all they want you to do is they want you to join their club. Yeah, if you just join our club, we'll promote you. Well, if you wanted to promote me, you'd have promoted me whether I was a part of your club or not. But then watch God make them promote you. And they don't even know why they're doing it. Because you decided that you was going to follow kingdom. You was going to be a kingdom member and not just a member of a religion. But there are challenges to being a kingdom member. You got to challenge the status quo. Not disrespect the status quo, but challenge it. And when God puts you there, God will show you exactly what you need to do, how you need to be, to challenge the status quo and make a difference in people's lives. So ask yourself today, what kind of kingdom member do you want to be? And then challenge. You got to challenge the love factor, and you got to challenge the status quo. And it happens all at the same time. It isn't, all right, once I get this, it's that. No, it's all at the same time. But when we work on, when we work on our relationship with the great King, he'll show us he'll open every door. And when you sitting there, you trying to figure out where are you, Are you heading in the right direction? He will always send somebody to come through and speak a word to you that you know is from him and you heading in the right direction. All right, we're going to wrap it up right there today. I thank you. Come on, keep walking with us. Keep walking with us because we're going to keep on talking about challenges. There's a few more different challenges that I want to share with you. All of them happen at the same time. They do. Some of them happen over here, some happen over there, but all of them seem like they show up at the same time, and it's the confusion. It's the confusion that the enemy wants to bring about, or that life on life terms wants to bring about. Sometimes it's just us. We've been indoctrinated a certain way for so long, and then it's confusing at times which way is up. But if we just follow the great king, if we just keep connected to the great king, if we work on our relationship with the great king, the cloud will clear out the way and our path will become straight. All right, come on. Come on, I gotta let you go. Tuesdays, 9:30 to 9:45-ish on Blitzkrieg Tuesdays, and hey, Thursdays, 12 to 12:30 on Transformation Thursdays. Until we meet again, God's peace and good journey. Live smart, follow the kingdom, and run long. You'll never be disappointed. Amen. Amen.